हेलो बच्चों, आप है अखिल गुरुकुल चैनल पे। मेरा नाम है डॉक्टर अखिलेश्वर सिंह। इंजीनियरिंग मैकेनिक्स के यूनिट 1 का लेक्चर नंबर 10 है। इस लेक्चर का कंटेंट है वरिंगटन थ्योरम या प्रिंसिपल ऑफ मूवमेंट, एप्लीकेशन ऑफ वरिंगटन थ्योरम। सबसे पहले देखेंगे वरिंगटन थ्योरम क्या है या लॉ ऑफ मूवमेंट क्या है। इफ द नंबर ऑफ कोप्लेनर फोर्स एक्टिंग साइमultaneously on a particle, the algebraic sum of the moment of all forces about any point is equal to the moment of their resultant force about that point. Means that moment of resultant force about point O equal to algebraic sum of moment of all forces about O. Mainly, Warington theorem is used to find out the location of resultant for coplanar polar force system. It is used to find out the location of resultant force for a coplanar polar force system. हम लोग देखेंगे दो एग्जाम्पल है। यहाँ पे वन एग्जाम्पल, एक बार है ए बी। एट द पॉइंट ए 40 न्यूटन इज एक्टिंग load. At the point B, 100 kilonewton is acting. So what is the resultant of this force system? So resultant should R. So R equal to 50 plus 100 equal to 150 Newton. Means these are like in nature. So we can add these parallel forces directly. So resultant, it is the resultant of force 50 Newton and 100 Newton R. So R is 150 Newton. So what is the location of R from the point A? I assume it is X distance from A. So we have to find out the value of X. So we can use the Waringham theorem to find out the distance of resultant from A. From the Waringham theorem, the moment of resultant force R about the point A equal to algebraic sum of moment of all forces about point A. So moment of resultant R about point A is equal to R into X. R into X. So it is acting downward direction. So it create movement clockwise direction. So I assume clockwise direction movement should be negative and anti-clockwise movement should be positive. So here minus R into X equal to the moment of force 50 about A. So line of action of the force 50 Newton is passing through the point A. So moment of 50 Newton about the point A should be 0. Again, next force is 100 newtons. So moment of 100 Newton force about point A is equal to it is also acting downward. So it will be created anti-clockwise, clockwise movement. So I consider negative. So minus 100 value of the force, and distance between A to B is 360 mm. So 360 mm. I simplify 150x, value of R is 150. So 150x equal to this value. So x should be 240 mm from A. So location of resultant R from A should be 240 mm. So Waringham theorem mainly used for the finding out the location of the resultant in parallel force system. One example is also there. Here, two parallel forces acting unlike in nature. One force is 100 Newton, other force is 400 Newton. So resultant is 400 minus 100 equal to 300. It is downward direction. It resultant is the direction of more force, direction of more forces, mean 100 Newton. It should be downward direction. So its value is R. Value of resultant is R. But what is the location of R from the point A? So we can use the Waringham theorem to find out the value of X. So moment of resultant force R about the point A is equal to algebraic sum of moment of all forces about A. So moment of resultant force R about A is R into X, and this moment is acting clockwise, so it is negative, equal to the moment of force 100 Newton about point A should be 0. Why? The line of action of the 400 Newton passing through the point A, so movement of 400 about A is should be 0. So again, we calculated movement of 100 Newton about the point A. So 100 Newtons into distance between A and line of action of 400 Newtons should be 150 meter. So moment of 100 Newton, it is acting in anti-clockwise direction. So here it should be positive. Here 100 into 150, the equal to resultant is 300 into x equal to this value. So x is 150 mm from A. So location of resultant from A is 50 mm. So the Waringham theorem is mainly used to find the location of resultant in parallel force system. Here one example, other example is there. One force is acting at 60 degree from the horizontal. So what is the moment? So here we can calculate the moment by two method. First, by simple method, moment of the force system about O is equal to the force. We extend the line of action of force and draw perpendicular on the line of action. So moment is equal to force into perpendicular distance from the O and line of action of force into D. So here this angle is 60, so this angle is also 60. So we can use that uh, to find out D. Sin theta sin 60 equal to perpendicular divided by hypotenuse equal to 0.8. So D should be 0.8 sin 60. So here value of moment equal to 50 into 0.8 sin 60. Second method, we can also resolve this force into two components. Here this is 15 cos 60 and horizontal component and vertical component is 50 sine 60. So 50, what is a 50 Newton is a resultant of 50 cos 60 and 50 sine 60. So from the Waringham theorem, the moment of resultant about point O is equal to the uh, uh, moment of all both component about point O. So moment of all component about O should be what is the moment of 15 sine 60 about O. So distance distance between line of action of 15 sine 60 and O should be 0.8. So 0.8 into vertical component of 50 Newton plus component horizontal component moment of horizontal component. Line of action of horizontal component is passing through the point O, so moment of this component is 0. So net moment is 0.8 into 15 sine 60. So both the moment are same, means we can calculate the moment of resultant of point A O should be equal to the moment of both component of the force, because resultant give the same moment about point O equal to the all component of the moment of the force. So here uh, we are solve some problem, some complex problem. So here one rectangular is there on the all side some forces are acting. The size of rectangle is 40 meter and 30 meter. So we have to calculate the all forces in x direction and all forces in y direction. So here we have to find out the resultant and its direction and location of the force system. हमको रिजल्टेंट निकालना है, डायरेक्शन निकालना है एंड लोकेशन ऑफ रिजल्टेंट. सो सबसे पहले हम लोग क्या करेंगे, अलजेब्रिक समेशन ऑफ एफ एक्स, माने एक्स डायरेक्शन में जो फोर्स लग रहे हैं उसका नेट निकाल लेंगे. तो यहाँ पे देखिए एक्स डायरेक्शन में 25 किलो न्यूटन लग रहा है, तो 25 निगेटिव एक्स डायरेक्शन में 20 किलो न्यूटन लग रहा है, तो -20. सो नेट इज द 5 किलो न्यूटन इन एक्स डायरेक्शन. सिमिलरली वाई डायरेक्शन में जो भी फोर्स लगा उसका अलजेब्रिक समेशन. सो 50 किलो न्यूटन निगेटिव डायरेक्शन में, निगेटिव वाई डायरेक्शन में -50 किलो न्यूटन, एंड 35 किलो न्यूटन निगेटिव वाई डायरेक्शन में, तो -35 किलो. हम लोग एज्यूम करेंगे एक्स डायरेक्शन में जो फोर्स लग रहा है वो शुड बी पॉजिटिव एंड वाई डायरेक्शन में जो लग रहे हैं निगेटिव. अगर निगेटिव एक्स डायरेक्शन में लग रहे हैं तो निगेटिव, निगेटिव वाई डायरेक्शन में लग रहे हैं तो निगेटिव. सो नेट नेट फोर्स एक्टिंग इन वाई डायरेक्शन -85 किलो न्यूटन. Correct. So what is the resultant force? Algebraic under root sigma fx का square plus sigma fy का square. So 5 का square plus -85 का square equal to 8512 kilonewton. So my resultant is 8512 kilonewton. So what is the direction? Direction is of the first of all we have to draw this force system. So sigma fx is positive, so we draw sigma fx. Sigma fx 5 kilonewton. Sigma fy is negative, so it will be downward. So it will be downward -85. Resultant will be passes through the this point R. So direction of R is anti-clockwise from the positive x-axis. It is theta. Correct? It is lie in the fourth coordinate. So theta will be algebraic summation of sigma fy divided by algebraic summation of sigma fx. So it is 273.4 degree. It is lie in fourth coordinate. It should be greater than 2 270, means it is lie in fourth quadrant. मतलब this value is correct. So direction is always measured from the positive x-axis in anti-clockwise. Okay. Then last is what is the location of resultant. हम लोग क्या करेंगे, लोकेशन ऑफ रिजल्टेंट फाइंड करने के लिए हम लोग क्या करेंगे, ओ से एक परपेंडिकुलर ड्रॉ किए लाइन ऑफ एक्शन ऑफ रिजल्टेंट, लाइन ऑफ एक्शन ऑफ रिजल्टेंट के ऊपर मैंने ओ से एक परपेंडिकुलर ड्रॉ किया जो पॉइंट पी है, और ओपी हमारा जो है डी का जो लेंथ है डी है. सो अब वरिंगम थ्योरम अप्लाई करेंगे तो अकॉर्डिंग टू वरिंगम थ्योरम movement of resultant force about point O should be equal to algebraic sum of movement of all forces about point O. तो point O के about हम लोग मूवमेंट देखेंगे रिजल्टेंट का. तो रिजल्टेंट हमारा यहाँ पे देखेंगे, रिजल्टेंट का मूवमेंट होगा R इंटू डी, R इंटू परपेंडिकुलर डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम O to P is D, equal to movement of all forces about the point O. So here 20 kilonewton passes through the point O, so movement of this force about point O should be 0. And 40 kilonewton is also passes through the point O, so movement of 40 kilonewton should be 0. And movement of 30 kilonewton equal to 4 perpendicular distance of line of action of the 35 kilonewton is 4 meter. So 35 into 4 plus all forces are lie in clockwise direction. So I am not considering this side. Plus movement of 25 kilonewton, about point O. So force into perpendicular distance from the O. So perpendicular distance from the O is 35 meter. So force into distance, force into 25 into 3. So net movement of all forces is 215. From this equation, D equal to 215 divided by resultant. Resultant is 85.12 to 85.12 divided by 215, so it will be 2.52 meter. So resultant is 2.52 meter. Is the perpendicular distance between point O and resultant force. So resultant is 8.512 kilonewton. Direction is 273.4 degrees centigrade, and the location is 2.52 meter from the O. The direction of resultant is 2.52 meter from O. Again, second question. Here, this is an equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle means all sides should be same and each angle should be 60 degree. तो यहाँ पे एक इक्विलेटरल ट्रायंगल है, इसके साइड में फोर्स लगे हुए, तो फाइंड आउट करना रिजल्टेंट, डायरेक्शंस एंड लोकेशन ऑफ रिजल्टेंट. तो यहाँ पे देखिए इक्विलेटरल ट्रायंगल है, तो इक्विलेटरल ट्रायंगल किसी भी ट्रायंगल के तीनों एंगल मिलके कितने होते हैं 360. और मान लीजिए इक्विलेटरल है तो ये थीटा है तो ये भी थीटा होगा और ये भी थीटा होगा. तो थीटा प्लस थीटा इक्वल टू 180 नहीं सॉरी 360. So 3 theta equal to, sorry, 180, 180, 180. Theta should be 180 divided by 3. So equilateral triangle has each angle equal to 60 degree. So here each angle is 60 degree. This angle is 60 degree. So here some forces are along the axis, some forces are inclined from the axis. So we have to resolve the uh, inclined forces in component in x direction and y direction. Then we have to sum the all component and calculate algebraic summation of sigma fx and algebraic summation of sigma phi. So here sigma fx equal to, here one force is acting in positive x direction, so is 2p. Then 3p is making the angle, this angle, what is this value of the angle? 120, because entire angle is 180, this angle is 60, means this angle should be 120. So the force 3p has angle from positive x-axis in anti-clockwise 120. So we can write that to 2p plus 3p cos 120. The horizontal component of 3p is then 4p Newton. 4p Newton is making angle 240 from positive x-axis in anti-clockwise. We can see like that. This angle is 180. This angle is 60, means this angle also 60. So 180 plus 60 is equal to 240. So horizontal component of 4p is equal to 4p cos 240. Yeah, we can also write 2p minus 3p cos 60. So we can write that cos 120 is equal to cos 180 minus 60. Cos 180 minus 60 equal to minus cos 60. Here we can write that cos 240 is equal to cos 180 plus 60. Cos 180 plus 60 equal to minus cos 60. So minus 4p cos 60. So the algebraic sum is equal to, algebraic sum is equal to minus 1.5p. So effect of all forces in x direction is minus 1.5p. Again we resolve the all forces in y direction. So here we can directly write the 2p is acting only horizontal direction, so vertical component should be 0. So only 3p has the vertical component, 3p sine 120 plus 4p sine 240. So 3p sine 60 minus 4p sine 60. The algebraic sum is minus 0.86. So resultant R equal to algebraic summation of fx का स्क्वायर प्लस algebraic summation of fy का स्क्वायर. So minus 1.5 p का स्क्वायर प्लस minus 0.86 p का स्क्वायर equal to 1.73 p. So resultant is 1.73 p. Here I will be define the direction of sigma fx and sigma fy. So here sigma fx is negative, sigma fy is negative. So algebraic summation of sigma fx is negative, algebraic summation of sigma fy is negative. मतलब it resultant is lie in third coordinate. So यहाँ पे देखिए sigma fx equal to minus 1.5 p, sigma fy is equal to minus 0.86 p. So resultant is lie in the third coordinate. So we have to calculate direction. So here direction is taken from positive x-axis in anti-clockwise direction is theta. So what is the value of theta? Sigma fy equal to algebraic summation of sigma fx. So it will be 20968. The resultant is lie in the third coordinate. So in the third coordinate, the angle is appropriate. It will be greater than 180 means the lie in third coordinate. So direction is 209.68 degree from positive x-axis in anti-clockwise direction. Yeah. And then we have to calculate the position of resultant. We have to draw perpendicular from the B on the line of action of resultant R. So its distance is D. Okay. So movement of resultant about B must be equal to movement of all forces about the point. So here movement of resultant is equal to R into D. Resultant force into D perpendicular distance from the B is equal to movement of all forces about B. So here movement of all forces about B. So 2p force is passing through the B. So movement of 2p force about B should be 0. Movement of 4p about B should also 0. Why? 4p is also passing through the point B. So movement of 4p and 2p should be 0 about point B. So here we can see 3p. 3p has two component. One component 3p sin 60. Other component is 3p cos 60. Vertical component is sin 3p sin 60. Horizontal component 3p cos 60. The horizontal component also passing through the point A. So movement of horizontal component 3p cos 60 also 0. So movement is only created by 3p sin 60. So movement of 3p sin 60 equal to side of equilateral triangle 100 into 3p 60. So here 3p 60 into 100 is equal to 259.8 p. So D equal to 259.8 p divided by R. R is equal to 1.73 p. So it is equal to 150 mm. So position of location of resultant should be 150 mm from B. Okay. Second method, you can see also second method. सेकेंड मेथड में हम लोग क्या करेंगे, वी कैन रिजॉल्व द, इट इज एंगल 60, so we can resolve this force from his tail. This value is 3p 160. This component is 3p cos 60. Again, we can resolve from the tail of this force. This angle is 60, means this angle is also. So horizontal component is 4p cos 60. Vertical component 4p sin 60. So we can find out the algebraic summation of all component in the x direction. So in the x direction is all forces 3p 3p. Next component minus 3p cos, because it is acting in negative direction, minus 3p cos theta. So here minus 3p cos theta. 4 here 4p cos theta also acting in negative direction, 4p cos theta. So minus 4p cos theta. So it is equal to minus 1.5. Again, y component, algebraic sum of the all forces in y direction equal to, here 3p is 3p sin 3p sin 60 acting vertical direction, so it will be positive 3p sin 60. Here 4p sin 60 acting downward direction, minus 4p sin 60 equal to minus 0.86. So we can do through this method also, it will be give same result. We can also do one thing, if I want to take the moment of 3p, so we have about b, so we have to draw a perpendicular to the b. So this value is theta, matlab this value is 60 degree. Side equilateral angle is 100 degree. So we can use that sine 60 equal to, if it is x, so x divided by 100. So x is equal to 100 sine 60. So movement of all forces about point B is equal to, the movement of 4p about point B should be 0. Movement of 2p about point P should be 0. Only 3p has movement about the point A. So movement of 3p about point B is equal to force 3p into perpendicular distance. So perpendicular distance x. So we can write that 3p into x. So 3p into 100 sine 60. So it is equal to like that by resolving the component. So by this method we can also get same result. Otherwise we can resolve 3p in both component and take the resultant of each component. It is equal to moment of the 3p. तो थैंक यू सो मच फॉर वाचिंग माय वीडियो. माय चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए जिससे आपको लेटेस्ट अपडेट एंड लेटेस्ट वीडियो मिलते हैं.